Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Humbled Mumbles. I'm going to come back to you with another reaction video. This one's going to be a little bit different. This is going to be for an interview. I love watching interviews, especially for people that I find fascinating, like, say, not all athletes, but certain athletes, certain actors, certain musicians and artists. I like hearing them talk and giving their side of a story, and whether you want to believe their side or not, but sometimes just by their mannerisms and the way they talk, you can get a lot of insight on those people, and I think it's really cool. You get to dive deeper into them. So before we get to that, I want to say thank you to you guys. I'm almost at 2,700 subs. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Amazing. I want to also say stay healthy. I got a bug floating around my house. The kids are feeling it. The little ones are feeling it. All four of my kids, they're feeling it. I'm okay. I there's days where I wake up and I don't feel too well, but I power through it. I have to really be sick to be sick. And the last time I was sick was like 4 or 5 years ago. I just got a really strong immune system, I drank water out of the hose outside. I wasn't afraid of that. So it takes a lot to get me sick. But when I do, watch out. I'm done. Wife calls me a big baby, but man, come on. I feel like I'm going to die. Come on. If you see this, honey, I love you. So let's get into this interview. This is Interview with Nightwish 2018. From the thumbnail, all I saw was floor. I'm hoping maybe more are going to jump in. And this is an 11-minute long video, but who cares? Let's watch this and let's dive in. And if you're a Nightwish fan, you've probably already seen this video, this interview. I haven't, so let's get into it. I just did that song recently by them.
Hey there, I am Flor from Nightwish and you're watching HeavyMetal.dk. I hope you're having a good time and get to know a lot more about heavy metal and everything that's good about music.
Cool.
Listen to a daffodil tell a tale. Let the guest in walk out. Be the first to greet the morn.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to just assume you guys can read that in time. I could stop it and read every one of these questions for you, but I think me stopping it will make this 11-minute video into like a 30-minute video. So I'll let you guys should always pause it, if you haven't read it and you need to read it. So this is really cool. European leg of the Decades tour. So let's go into this, and I'm going to let you guys read it, and we'll just keep going with the interview. We'll stop it if we have something interesting to say. Most of the times I don't talk about anything, I just mumble, so let's just keep going.
Good. It was sold out. That was a good start. And it was. I live in Sweden since more than 3 years, so it was really like a home game in that sense. But we have only we haven't been playing crazy much in Sweden, so to see this venue sold out and just have a great party as a kickoff of the tour was perfect. And I could even drive to the show, so that's a rarity.
I like that. That's cool. I like the way she said it's like a home game. You know what I mean? It's home field advantage. And then she gets to drive to it. That was pretty cool. A little bit of sense of humor. I like that. I like that a lot.
Different, yes, definitely. In the end of the show, it looks and sounds very much the same, but in the beginning, it takes a little bit time to defrost here in the north. That's a fact.
That's cool. This is a good question. This is a good question for somebody like her, who is so because she's trained in that. You know what I mean? But for somebody like her, who I truly believe there's not a genre she couldn't tackle and do well. But it would be really cool to hear her answer to this, which we're going to. Man, because I like Ghostlo's score, but like hearing her sing all that opera stuff, not only on Beste Sangers, but even like the other opera stuff, it's really cool. Let's go.
For me, Puccini, I've studied classical singing, but not to a great extent. So for me, I'm way more at home in heavy metal than I am in classical music. I don't even really like it. I like the style of singing implemented into a style. But just an opera, I've tried because I started hearing it, of course, with Nightwish, with having Daria in the band. That for many singers was like, what's this? And it was interesting, and I realized I had the voice for it, but to really go with the classical stuff was just not my thing.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting that like even though she could do it and she does it so well, it's just not her cup of tea. She's more into that heavy metal. That's really cool. Do you have a favorite Nightwish song to perform live? Oh man. Ghost Love Score. What was the very first Nightwish song I did? I don't think it was Ghost Love Score. I don't remember, but we're going to find out right now. What is your favorite Nightwish song to hear live? What was my first one? The first one that really was, and I was like, holy moly, Nightwish is amazing. I've done 21 videos by Nightwish, and my first one was Ghost Love Score. Okay. That was my very first one, because then I did Elon next, but I thought it was Poet and the Pendulum. Okay, I'm wrong. I thought my first video on Nightwish was Poet and the Pendulum, but it's Nightwish Score, so that's probably my favorite one too then. I mean, I love Ghost Love Score, and it's actually one of my most viewed videos, 11,000. Wow, you guys are amazing. But what is she going to say? Oh man, I'm curious. Let's find out.
No, not really, but Ghost Love Score is one of the highlights also for me, yeah.
So she doesn't have a favorite, really. Okay.
Yeah, especially because now we've been having it as our last, so that means the last note that I sing is that note, the note at the end of Ghost Love Score. So in that sense, it became very demanding, but songs we don't do very often are often more demanding because there's less muscle memory. The more often you do a song, the more it starts to sit, so to speak. So it becomes easier to do. Even, but I had it in South America. I got a really shit cold. I was really sick. I could barely talk. But for some reason, that note at the end of Ghost Love Score did come out. So muscle memory, who?
You guys told me in the comments how she was sick during some of that that tour, and that's to hear her say it is really cool. And to also hear her say the muscle memory thing, I never really thought about it, but it makes so much sense. You know, when you do a song enough times, you know, it's just gonna be like second nature. And like she said, she was super sick, but she was still able to hit that note. And yeah, I think that note, that was one of those aha moments for me when I heard her hit that last note. It's like Ginger and is it Pisces? I think it's Pisces. Where is she? Oh man, I don't remember which one it is, but she comes out nice and smooth, and it's so nice. I'm like, okay, this is nice. And then all of a sudden she starts growling, and that was my like aha Ginger moment. Like what? So that was really cool.
No, but I think, I mean, high C is for a soprano. If you have that type of voice, then you need to be able to sing that to be classified as, and I think it doesn't really work when you're not a classical singer, that kind of classification. I've heard even vocal trainers say she's a soprano about singers that don't even sing opera. Really. So it has nothing to do with each other, but high singing is demanding. Singing, yeah. But it depends on the voice that you have and the voice that you use.
She's got such a beautiful voice. 2012, okay. I've said that like, and I'm not the only one who said it, I'm sure, but man, how it was like, I don't know what however you want to, you know, spin it, whatever analogy you want to put on, whatever, how it's like the stars aligned, you know, it's like it was like fate, it was like it was meant to be for somebody like Floor and the group of Nightwish to collide and come together and to put her beautiful voice on these tracks that are so well written and so well played. I've said that she was the perfect fit. It's like sometimes, when you lose your main singer to a main group, and a lot of rock bands have lost their lead singers over time and replaced a singer, and sometimes it's just not the same. Whether you're a fan of the other one and you're not even going to give the other one a chance, but even then, sometimes the songs don't sound the same. And Floor was just a perfect fit, right? It was perfect. How does it look back on that rough start?
Yeah, well, comparing I wouldn't want to do, because I guess the circumstances were really different. Indeed, I started the tour out of the blue. They called me, things were not going well with the previous singer. It was up or out for all of us, and we go into full survival mode. And for my part, I never heard their latest album until a few hours before. So I that has nothing. That is a complete different part compared to now, where I have been singing in the band for 6 years, became the official singer for more than 5 years. So of course that's a completely different feeling, and I can't even imagine a life now without Nightwish anymore. And I feel, indeed, very much part of it. And at the same time, it's fantastic to do a tour like this, called the Decades Tour, where we go back in time and we play this song. It's all about the history. So we are playing songs of the time where Tarja was in the band, and songs of the time when Annette was in the band. And I need to make all of them sound like Nightwish, but still my own, as I did with other older songs, of course, in the past. But now it's really about that. And it's wonderful to feel that the Nightwish of 2018 is with me, and my whole life has evolved around the band as well. So lots of things changed in my life as well. So it's been quite the ride, but I feel totally at home. So.
That was really cool. Man, can you imagine that? She said just a few hours, if I heard correctly, just a few hours before, she was supposed to do her thing, she had never even heard the new album. So then she had to learn the songs or whatever that they were going to play. If it was the same day, maybe a few hours might mean a day, who knows? But still, can you imagine? And have I been saying the original singer's name wrong this whole time? I heard her say Tarja. Like the J has a different sound. I thought it was Tarja. So if I've been saying it wrong, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to. It's just, Tarja. Maybe that is it. Because, you say Floor Jansen, you don't say Johnson. So, yeah, maybe that's way on me. Why didn't I put that together? I mean, my bad. Let's keep going.
I don't know what it would be like if it was any different. So
true, she doesn't know.
In that sense, the question, it's usual. I joined a metal band with only guys when I was 17. That's 20 years ago, and it's never been any different for me. So it works, and you have to find your way. And emphasizing the difference in sexes doesn't really help in that sense. So there are differences, and they're obvious. And for the rest, I'm their sister, and they're my brothers. Well, I didn't have to hashtag me too, so I didn't. But I'm happy that there are more voices. Coming out for women that have been in those situations and never even dare to speak about it. That's horrible. Everything about that is horrible. So in that sense, I think it's good. But I agree that it's a macho world, metal, but it's also a very, very social world where people are loving music in respect for one another, female or male. And yes, 20 years ago that was a tiny bit different. It was a bit weird that there all of a sudden were girls on stage, and the only thing that the men could really do was scream boobs, because what else are you supposed to do? But I think we've all come to a bit of a better balance and a bit more of a respect for each other. So despite the macho thing, there are women. Most women in this scene are also pretty, you know, the tougher kind of girls. But there are also a lot of very lovely ladies that are not going to be machoed over, and there are a lot of men that aren't the standard kind of, you know, monkey man. So I think there is a healthy balance, and healthier balance, I would say, than in a lot of environments. In my sense, my world, I could call it work environment, where the balance between men and women are less good. So.
I like the way she put that. I like that a lot, and I like the monkey man. I like that. She put that very well. I mean, I'm 42 years old, and I've definitely seen a change since, you know, in my life, how men and women interact with each other, and then women being more in like charge, you know, and lots of just areas in general. So that was very well put, very well, you know. And if you still have that train of thought in your head, if you're still one of those old-fashioned, the women only belong in the house cooking you dinner and this and that, then I mean, it's just, you can feel however you want, you can think however you want, but that's not how it is. I mean, you just support your lady as long as she's doing everything the right way, and you know what I mean, legally, and support your lady. That's how I say it. And vice versa. Ladies, support your guy. I mean, guys, not all guys need to be mechanics and farmers and this and that. Support your guy. I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, stereotypes is what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with being a farmer or a mechanic or anything like that. I'm just talking about the way we stereotype how a guy has to be and how a woman has to be. We just need to just support each other. That's all. Your husband. Okay, all right. So her husband, right, is on Sabaton, correct? Sabaton? Am I wrong here? Darn it, am I wrong? Gotta be. What other band? Floor Jansen, husband. Right? Yep, the drummer. Okay, I was just making sure. The drummer of Sabaton. All right, there we go. All right, so that's pretty cool. I mean, that's got to be tough, too, with all the touring and then being apart for so long. That's got to be really tough. But they handle it, obviously. Let's go. Oh, she had a little baby girl. Wow, okay. That's gotta be hard. Good question. And I'm hoping she drops some wisdom, because there's people in today's world that don't have what she has. Like, what I'm saying is all the responsibilities and the split. You know, he's there doing his thing, she's there, and I don't know their home life, but I'm sure it's pretty good. So this might be some good wisdom for people who don't have that split, who are just, you know, they don't know how to run their homes. Maybe we can learn something from this. Let's hear these little nuggets of wisdom from Floor.
Yeah, I guess in that sense, like everybody who has to work, you need to organize something for your child when you work. It's just that our working times are more irregular. But that actually made me at home more with my child, I think, than most moms. And the same goes for Hannes now, especially this year. He has not been doing much with Sabaton. The heavy touring of before kind of slowed down a little bit, and now they're going to work on a new album. So Hannes has been home more than most dads of the children that we meet at the daycare where our daughter is going now. So there is definitely a way that, of course, you think of before you even start with having children. Else we would have never been able to do it. And we, like many other parents, are also very much grateful to the grandparents that step in at times.
Absolutely.
And, even on this run, she will be joining me, because it's a 6 weeks tour, and to be without each other so long, that's too long. So long live my band, because they are super, super cool with this. Like, they want to make sure that we can be a family, and that it is possible for me to be a mom, and that's fantastic.
That's awesome. bravo to you guys at Nightwish and any other band that does that. That is awesome. And I like the way she said, and the one point I want to make is she said that her husband is around more than some of the dads that they see at the daycare, the nurseries, or whatever. And they've got that luxury because, like she said, the touring has slowed down, so he can be home more. You know, he can do that because, I mean, that's his job, touring, and right now he's not doing it. And I get it. These other dads, they're working hard every day, so maybe they're not around as much. I mean, hopefully they're home every night, you know, unless they're working on the road and all. So I'm not sure if that's what she meant on that front. But I do like what she said at the very beginning. You gotta work. And this is so funny. It's like I was meant to watch this video today. Love, you know, the grandparents of my kids. And actually my two youngest are with their grandmother right now. So my kids can, you know, get work done. Sometimes it's hard to get work done when you've got a 3-year-old that she loves her older brothers. You guys have met Lainey. She loves them, so she's always tugging on their shoulders or their shirts and always wanting to stand next to them and talk to them, and they're trying to do their schoolwork. And then the 10-month-old, the 9-month-old, Ashton, little Ashton, you know, he can be a handful too, and he just wants to be around everybody. So grandma takes them for a few hours, you know, a couple days a week so they can do their schoolwork. So thank you so much, Grandma. But what I was trying to say earlier is on the ride home from back to the house to get some schoolwork done this morning, I was talking to my youngest, Kai, about you know, trying to teach him the value of hard work. I am totally under the opinion that you work hard so you can play hard. And play hard can have a broad meaning. It can mean like you want to buy a car, you want to make sure you have a beautiful house, whatever, you want to go on trips, whatever, dinners, movies, whatever you want to say it. And I said, you don't want to work, you know, you don't want to start now not knowing what hard work is, because that's going to build on you. And as you get older and older and older, when it's time to buckle down and get to work, you're not going to know how to do it. And you're going to be so stressed out. I am somebody who has from a young age just multitasked and tackled things and got things done super fast. And I think that was instilled by my father. He absolutely instilled that in me, and I'm trying to teach it to my kids. Like I told you guys earlier in a couple videos, you know, just last year I was offered this opportunity to go to college for free to add to my education through my work, and something that should have taken me 4 years only took me like 60-something days. I got it, you know, I just did it. It was one of those things where it's kind of like you could just, here's what you have to do, get it done. So I did it. It wasn't one of those things where I had to have lectures and all. Every week we would meet and, you know, have a class and stuff, but it wasn't necessary. So, and I tried to instill that in my kids. Work hard. Same thing with sports. If you practice really hard and you work really hard, you're going to benefit and be better at that, and, you know. And my oldest, he kind of gets it, you know, but it's still tough for him. He's 13, so he's learning. But we should just instill that, you know, everything's way too convenient and way too easy. And nowadays kids they're not going to understand what hard work is. So I liked how she said you have to work hard. And I told my sons, you got to work hard in everything. You got to work hard in school. You got to work hard with your friends. You got to work hard with a girlfriend if you ever get a girlfriend. I mean, I have to work hard for my wife and she works hard for me, you know, in the relationship. So, I mean, that was really cool to say. I know I went way long with that, but hey, listen, it is what it is. You guys get it. I like that. That was good. Endless forms most beautiful. Ooh, cool. Wait a minute.
Writing new material. Yes.
Wait a minute. That's already came out, right? That new album. When did this happen? So this happened in 2018. Didn't that new album already happen? Right? Right? Let's keep going.
Yeah, I mean, we had a year off in 2017 that was completely band free. So no writing, no recording, no nothing. And then this year became celebrating the decades, the life of the band so far. And next year we'll start recording a new album.
Very cool. Because I'm bad when it comes to remembering album names, unless it was something from my youth, but nowadays I'm very bad. So they already did that, right? That album's already come out. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah. Besides Northward, which we talked to you about last month.
Isn't that enough? No, nothing at the moment. Last year I joined Arian on stage. There's a DVD from that. Then I had this project in Finland called Raskasta Joulua, where we do these heavy metal Christmas songs. There's a DVD of that probably coming out, and I'm on their album. Then I also recorded Northward last year.
Hold up. She said something about heavy metal Christmas songs? How cool is that? And I know there's heavy metal Christmas songs, but they're doing it now. That could be perfect with Christmas coming right around the corner. Oh man, what was it called?
Project in Finland called Raskasta Joulua, where we do these heavy metal Christmas songs.
If you guys understood, I listen. I'm not really sure what she said there, like Raskas Dial something. I don't know. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know. I want to hear it. Oh, do I want to hear it? That might be the only time I start playing Christmas music before December. I have nothing against Christmas music, nothing at all. But I'm not putting Christmas music on the day after Halloween like some people do. When I worked at the hotel years back in the day, it came on as soon as Halloween was over. And my only thing is, how many times can I hear Frosty the Snowman sung by 9 different singers? How many times can I hear it? That's all I'm saying. I love Christmas songs. I love Christmas time, everything that it means and it stands for. But you guys understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So many times can I hear, like, Jingle Bell Rock. I'm just saying. Let's keep going.
There's a DVD of that probably coming out, and I'm on their album. Then I also recorded Northward last year and released that this year while doing a world tour. So I have not had much more time to do anything else besides being a mom.
I muted the microphone because I was typing. So I was looking it up. Nightwish Christmas songs. And that's cool. I'm going to try to find it. I mean, I'm not finding anything right now yet. Nightwish. I mean, I've seen some stuff from 2013 and 2007. Merry Christmas from Nightwish. But this newest one, we'll find it. So thank you so much, guys. This was really cool to hear Floor talk about some really cool stuff. I love interviews like this. It's very cool to hear their take on certain things in life, and and the whole thing about being a parent and all that. Man, that's awesome. And I mean, just you parents understand. There's just nothing like it. The sacrifices you make for your children. Like, my lifestyle didn't totally change, but it drastically changed. I went from hitting up the sports bar, and I'm not a drinker, but we would go every Saturday, and my friend is he was a Michigan fan. I'm a Gator fan, and for some reason his games always started at noon, and my game usually started shortly after, like 3:30. So we would hit up the bar, the sports bar at noon. I'm sorry, and sit for both games. And we would just hang out and talk, and then when my firstborn came around, we could do it for a few. But then, when the second one came around, I just started getting all the money that I was spending doing that, could be put so many other places. So just the things you do for your children, and they're not sacrifices, because I wanted to do it. It was for my kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's really cool to hear her say that about being a parent, and and that's what she's been doing. Just being a mom. That's so cool. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Your subscriptions and your likes and your comments and all that stuff is so appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you to all my patrons on the Patreon. You guys are so amazing. If you guys are curious about that Patreon, check out the link in the description. Click it. Come join. Come be a part of the group. And until next time, guys, listen, keep an eye out for this Christmas DVD. And we're going to hear some Christmas music by Nightwish very soon. I can't wait. So until next time, goodbye.